Hey guys, Kalltorak here. Today, I am bringing you an update to my Thorns build in Path of Exile 2. And yes, we are in maps. Doing surprisingly well, for Thorns at least. This isn't going to be a full-on guide, as I'm still leveling and figuring things out. I just wanted to update you guys on where I am at and how things are going. I will, however, do a full build guide for Thorns once I am done with this character. I will also potentially be doing a Fire Thorns guide. There is a Fire Thorns unique that might be cool with Infernalist. So yeah, gonna sniff that out, and I just happen to have an Infernalist already. If you are interested in those build guides or future Path of Exile content, please subscribe. I will have a link to Mobalytics below, and I'll have the passive tree and some other important info like the skill gems there. Now, part of the reason I am posting this is because I am new to PoE. There are just so many interactions I don't understand. So part of me posting this is looking for insight and advice. Any feedback on the build is greatly appreciated. Any thoughts or ideas to bring this to the next level would be great. Alright, so I'm consistently able to clear level 5 Waystones fairly easily. I am absurdly tanky, and my Thorns is doing quite well on damage. It still has a way to go. I only have 4 Ascendancy points, and I'm only level 74, so I'm missing a lot of passives. In terms of the defensives, I am still doing very well. Up to 2,381 life, I am res cap minus chaos, I'm at 65% armor and 58% block. So let's talk about the thing you're most interested in, my Thorns damage and how the build works. Right now, with no buffs, my Thorns is doing 855 to 1,166 Thorns damage. With my Scavenge plating stacks maxed, I am at 2,666 to 3,826 Thorns damage. I also have 41% crit and 345% crit bonus. So a lot of my damage is coming from Thorns crits. Let's talk about gems. As you can see right away, my Mace Strike is doing okay DPS. There are unfortunately a lot of awkward times in the game where we are forced to use attacks that aren't Thorns. The Summoner minions and Trials literally never attack, so Thorns is impossible to kill them with. I was required to find some form of single target DPS, so I just went with a default auto attack. Right now I have 5,516 DPS with it. I found a mace with a high physical DPS that had strength. For supports, I'm using Heavy Swing, Heft, Ruthless, and Brutality. Ruthless is actually really nice for forcing stuns on rares and bosses. The other 3 are just to boost the physical damage as much as possible. We have a trio of skills that go hand in hand: Scavenge Plating, Shield Wall, and Resonating Shield. Scavenge Plating is our Thorn scaling. Every time you break armor, you get a stack, stacking up to 10 times. This is a massive buff to our armor and Thorns damage. Breaking armor isn't always easy, and sometimes you're against only a single enemy, so you can't get to 10 stacks. That's where Shield Wall comes in handy. It's not only a great defensive barrier, but it instantly gets you stacks of Scavenge Plating by using Resonating Shield on it. Resonating Shield breaks the armor of enemies around it, and Shield Wall is an enemy to you, so you can send a Shield Wall and instantly get your stacks, then dive into battle. For supports, on Resonating Shield, right now I'm using Magnify Infect, Demolisher, and Armor Explosion. On Shield Wall, I'm using Font of Rage and Font of Blood. These are buffs when you're standing near your wall. On Scavenge Plating, I'm using Persistence and Cannibalism. Persistence is really nice, I definitely recommend. The last 2 skill gems, I'm using another aura, Time of Need, with the support gem Clarity. Extra heals, cleanses ailments, and extra mana regen. Lastly, Leap Slam. It's mainly just an escape. I do have Culling Strike on it, just to secure kills, but I mainly just use it to get away. So yeah, general breakdown of a fight is Shield Wall, Resonating Shield until 10 stacks of plating. You'll either need to break on another enemy or another wall to get all the way to 10. Engage enemy and attack with Resonating Shield, breaking their armor for extra damage, and refreshing your stacks. Use your Mace Swing on the thicker boys. Outside of that, you just stand there like a Chad. Pretty simple, right? Okay, so just showing my gear really fast. These uniques are required, no exceptions. Crown of the Pale King makes all hits trigger Thorns. Normally it's only melee hits, but now range and spell hits trigger Thorns with this helmet. Without this helmet, Thorns is not viable. You have to use it. Next is Briar Patch Laced Boots. I mentioned in my last video I didn't know which boots would be this. These boots are insane. Because we have a lot of multipliers, these boots are way more than 15% crit. Without the boots, I'm at 10.45% crit. With them, I'm at 41.8% crit. Since crit is so much of our Thorns damage, yeah, we are using these. It's possible we still might be able to do a bleed build with the other boots, but for now, I'm running crit. In general, I try to get max life, armor, life regen, strength, and whatever resistances I needed on every single piece. Since we're using 2 low-level uniques, we have to make up for the defenses lost. Shield can roll Thorns, so just find a shield with high armor, high max life, high res, strength, and high Thorns damage. For gloves, you will want crit damage bonus. This does impact Thorns. For my belt, I didn't actually need any res. I was good, so I just juiced it with other defensive stats. Chest piece is very important. We have the passive spiked armor. Gain a lot of Thorns damage from it. As you can see here, when I take it off, I am losing so much damage. It's also Giga rolled with triple res, so yeah, this is a bad boy. Either way, get high armor on your chest. Rings, same big stats as before. For neck, you want crit hit chance. This neck is roughly 6% crit for me, which is very nice. You also want to get percent armor increase roll. For anointment, I put on parrying motion since I happen to have the currency for it. It gives us block chance, which is great for us, but the move speed is also really nice. Ideally, we would put Tempered Mind here instead. I couldn't find something that would be a higher DPS gain, and the build struggles with damage. But let me know what you guys think. It's very expensive, around 200 exalts right now, so that's what I'm currently saving for. For weapon, just get strength and as much physical damage as possible. It won't scale your Thorns, but you want it to smack good. Alright, Ascendancies, I know I talked about Titan, but I ended up going Warbringer. The potential of armor breaking was just too interesting to me, but what's super awesome are the block passives. Turtle Charm is awesome. Being able to block hits from spells without raising your shield has been amazing for the build survivability and just damage in general. I still want to test Titan, but I currently don't have regrets playing Warbringer. I hope that once I have all my Ascendancy passives, it'll feel a lot better. Alright, I want to quickly talk about the passive tree. Every time I have hit a wall, it has been purely because of damage, and not scaling Thorns damage as high as I can. So, the goal has been to A, get all of the major Thorns talents, get crit talents, and then scale my Thorns damage as much as I possibly can. So, again, we got the 4 major crit nodes. We have Vengeance with its 40% increased Thorns damage and the Thorn damage nodes around it. We have Thornhide, which is the crit node, and the crit damage bonuses around it. We have Spiked Armor, which is physical damage from Thorns, and then 2% from body armor. All the Thorns damage around it. And then we have Retaliation, 75% increased Thorns damage if you've blocked recently. And then the block chance and Thorns damage around it recently. So we got those Thorns nodes. Jewels, every time you get a jewel, you get block chance increased as well as Thorns damage and 20% increased Thorns damage. Jewels are very cheap, so you can just scoop a bunch of these up. I think I've got 4 in right now. Yeah, I've got 4 nodes. Oh, 5. I got 5 in right now. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, 5. So 5 in right now, which is another 100% Thorns damage just from jewels. You could go jewel hunting more, which I've thought about. I am not sure yet. It's so hard respecking right now. I can't wait for the patch notes that let you change your passives more. So yeah, crit. I ended up getting these nodes around Vulgar Methods and Barbaric Strength, just more crit damage and more crit chance. Again, like I talked about, crit is just huge for the build. So Sturdy Metal is still very good, as you can see here. Like, let me actually just go and
speak.
refund the passive so you can see. So as you can see, I'm at 65% armor. When I lose this thing, I go down to 57%. So it is quite a big armor boost because I just have such a massive armor chest piece. But the one thing I want to point out is that this talent here, or this passive, Sturdy Metal, does not impact the scaling of spiked armor. So if you take a look at my Thorns Damage, as you can see, I am not in Sturdy Metal. My Thorns Damage is the same as it was before. 855 to 1166. I don't know if there's like hidden multipliers where it's scaling it like after the fact, and maybe it's good, but as you can see, when I lock in the passive point, no damage change. So as far as I can tell, as of right now, Sturdy Metal does not increase the damage of Thorns, but it was such a big armor increase, these two nodes, that because you have such a beefy chest piece, I figured it was worth it. Over here, so we have a bunch of block talents. So we have Lay Siege over here with all these block chance nodes, and then we also ended up getting Offensive Stance, which is the exact same thing. They're both 1% increased damage per 1% chance to block, which is why I'm stacking so much block. Over here, we've got physical damage increase, 25%, as well as break armor increase. Physical damage, physical damage, physical damage. Over here was more physical damage. 10%, 10%, 10%, 25%. I think I've covered most of what I've done. Oh, over here, these are really nice. I found them super helpful for the tankiness. Heart Tissue and these life recoup nodes, they just give you damage healing. You heal whenever you take damage, and it's a decent amount. It is a surprising amount. And since I am stacking life regen, you heal up really quick without even using a life flask. And then I did get these crit nodes here, 25% increased critical chance bonus, and more crit chance. Now at one point I was deep in the tree over here, and I had all of these crit nodes over here. I ended up getting Jewel Socket, and I wasn't running these block nodes or these block nodes. But after, like I said, I've spent 1.5 million gold. Like, it's over $1 million gold for sure, just trying out different stuff. And this has been what I have found to have been the highest DPS increase. Now, I am only level, I think, 74 right now. Yeah, so there's still a lot more passes I can get. And as of right now, what I've looked around me, like, I could force my way over here and get these crit ones. Maybe that is the play. Maybe farming more jewels is the play. There's a few that are within like 5 of these here. So like maybe farming jewels is the play for more damage. I don't know. Right, I think next with my next 10 to 15 levels, I'm going to be putting them towards block, because every 1% of block chance is 2% damage. I am not block capped. I'm only at 58% of 75%. So I was thinking about getting more block chance. I do have mana problems in some of the maps. So it's not this one. Where is it? It is this one, yeah. So this one, you gain 2 mana every time you block. You're going to be blocking a lot. And then, of course, coming here, you get these 3, 15%, and then another 12% block chance increase there. I don't think Vigilance is worth it, especially since I have to go a little bit further. Whenever you have these block nodes here, you're already at Retaliation, and you have these nodes here, and Hunker Down is just a better version of Retaliation. Like, yeah, you're missing out on that extra 12% block chance, but this just heals you for more. So I think I might go there. There was another block node I remember checking out. There's also the armor nodes here as well. And then there's more crit nodes over here. You got 10% crit hit chance. Like I said, I think for Anointment, so right now, like I said, I'm using this Anointment, Parrying Motion. I really like the move speed for mapping and just leveling up. You actually feel the move speed, you're zooming. And then, of course, the 12% increased block chance. Like I said, every block percent is 2% damage based off Lay Siege and the other one. And then, of course, if I were to get a Abyss Anointment, not Staggering Palm, it's, which one is it? This one? Tempered in Mind, yeah. So 20% increased critical damage bonus, 20% increased physical damage, and 10 strength. Like, strength is just life. We want to be more tanky, and then the other two are just directly scaling Thorns. So if I were to swap my anointment to anything, it would be that. But yeah, that's the passive tree. Let me know your thoughts and any suggestions you would think would increase my damage. Because like I said, I don't think, like, I want to get block cap, but I don't think survivability is the main issue. I need to push out more damage. So if you think there's anything I can do, just, yeah, let me know. Okay, I'm going to end the video with me clearing a Waystone level 5 with a boss. I want to say thank you to all of the wonderful people who commented on my last video. I was fairly nervous about posting it. I didn't want to get flamed for my lack of knowledge. This game is very overwhelming, and that can be a little bit off-putting. Everyone was so kind and helpful, though. Seriously. There was not one toxic comment on the entire video. This community seems awesome. Thank you for checking out the videos. Apologies to Darth Microtransaction, we ran out of time. Like, subscribe, and take care, boys.
Protection! Destruction!